So, good afternoon, everybody. So if people would make their way to their seats. So the faculty seats are the smaller tent to my right, and student seats are the ones in front of me. Again, the faculty seats are to my right in the smaller tent, and the student seats are the big tent to my left. All right, let's get started. Good afternoon and welcome to the Honors and Awards ceremony for the class of 2021. I am Sergio Pareja, Dean of the School of Law, and we are here today to recognize the achievements of our graduates. And I gotta say, it is amazing to see you all in person and not in a pixelated form. I'm actually impressed too, people aren't wearing sweatpants on the bottom half of their body. Despite the obvious challenges of this year, we have managed to pull off what seemed impossible not long ago and hold this event. And we've got people here in person and quite a few people watching remotely. So welcome to all of you, both the in-person crowd and the remote watchers. Now, so that people have an idea how this will work, I will read, once we get started giving out the awards, I will announce the name of the faculty member who's giving each award. That faculty member will walk up to that microphone over there to give the award. We have authorization when anybody is speaking at a microphone. They don't have to, but they may remove their mask while at the microphone if they would like to. The student's name get called. The student will walk up along the grass up there to my right to receive the award from the faculty member. No handshaking allowed, but elbow bumps or fist bumps are perfectly fine. And I will step down and congratulate you with my elbow as well. Things I didn't have to used to say, but we're all used to this now. Now, the awards we'll present today were made possible by the support of generous donors who want to reward and encourage the next generation of attorneys. We have a group of individuals and members of firms who supported these awards, some who are viewing this event today remotely. So I extend a heartfelt thank you to our donors of these awards, and I would ask everybody to give a round of applause at this time. I'd also like to recognize the faculty who have given generously to help make these awards possible, but more importantly, the support they've offered to these students over the course of 3 years is the thing that our graduates will value long beyond today's celebration. Very specifically, I would like to thank the chair of the Honors and Awards Committee, Professor Vinay Harpalani. Professor Harpalani has managed the very difficult task of helping our faculty to select the recipients of today's awards. With so many deserving graduates, it is a challenging process, and the whole committee, and I'd like to thank the whole committee as well, worked really hard to be able to help us to celebrate our graduates' achievements today. So thank you. Last but definitely not least this year, I would like to acknowledge our amazing staff who have made this event possible in extraordinary circumstances. In particular, I'd like to recognize Bonnie Stapleton, Desiree Ramirez, Ashley Hart, Greg Garcia, Tony Anderson. And there are many other members of the staff who've contributed, but these people really, really went beyond the call of duty this year. Bonnie and Desiree, in particular, coordinated this whole event, and it has been astounding to watch all that they've had to do. Tony, who many of you have come to know this year through saving us as we shifted to remote learning, and I hadn't heard of Zoom a year and 3 months ago, and now it's changed our lives. But Tony has got us through with this shift to remote learning, and he's making sure that our viewers have a top-notch home experience. Deserves recognition as well. So Bonnie, Desiree, Tony. Greg also has done a tremendous amount of work to allow us to safely gather here. So thank you, Greg. And finally, I need to specifically recognize the efforts of Ashley. We only have 4 business days. We only had 4 business days between the faculty approval of these awards and this ceremony here today. This is a really short time for Ashley, who makes up all the certificates, in addition to printing the graduation program and the 2 honors and awards programs. Thank you, Ashley, and thank you to all of our staff. So as I've said, students, when your name is called, make your way up there to that microphone over there where the faculty member will be to hand you the award. For students who are not here in person today, your physical awards will be mailed to you. And with that, it is now time to begin. Vice Dean Camille Carey will be presenting our very first award.
Congratulations, graduates! It is my incredible honor to present 3 very prestigious awards. These awards are the LexisNexis Award, recognizing highest academic achievement. This acknowledges outstanding contributions to scholarship by the top 3 ranked members of the class. Our first recipient is Esther Jameson. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Jenna Ritchie.
So if I could chime in for 1 second. So the path, I forgot to mention this. Once students get the award, you should walk. We got to keep in a direction, a flow. So walk this way toward the podium, walk here across the front, and back to your seats over that way. Does that make sense? No, up here. All right, yes, follow me.
And our third recipient is Lane Towery. Congratulations.
All right. Our next award, the National Association of Women's Lawyers Award, is presented by Professor Mariam Aranjani.
Hi, everyone. So, sponsored by the National Association of Women Lawyers, this award goes to a student for their academic achievement, interest, and contribution to the advancement of women in society. This year's recipient is Stephanie Padilla. Is Stephanie here? Okay, well, I will give my remarks to her when I see her. Should I?
The next, it's actually a few awards being presented by Professor Aranjani. So the next award is the Leo M. Romero Criminal Justice Award, which will also be presented by Professor Aranjani.
So this award goes to a third-year student who demonstrates commitment to a fair and humane criminal justice system, one that protects the community, respects the rights of the accused, and treats defendants, offenders, and prisoners with dignity. It brings me incredible joy to present this award to Nikki Berry. Having taught Nikki in several classes, I've seen her incredible work ethic, her strong leadership skills firsthand, and her ability to inspire everyone around her to reach for their dreams, including her 3 children and devoted husband. And Nikki's going to join the LOPD upon graduation, and we expect great things from her in criminal justice reform in our state. So thank you, Nikki. Congratulations. I know I'm long-winded, but this is a big deal. Okay, the next award goes, is the Immigration Advocacy Award, which goes to a student who, through law school courses or activities, has demonstrated a passion and commitment to serve the immigrant population. And this year's Immigration Advocacy Award goes to Ana Trillo. I'm going to say a lot more about you, don't worry. Okay, a self-described Latina, Ana is a bilingual Mexican-American woman who has spent many hours working on behalf of immigrants here in New Mexico at the New Mexico Immigrant Law Center, through the Immigration Law Student Association, Mexican-American Law Student Association, and through the Marshall Brennan Constitutional Literacy Project. She's going to begin her career in private practice, but also plans to continue her advocacy for immigrants and others. Congratulations again, Ana. Okay, this is it, I swear. So the next award is for international law and comparative law, and it's awarded to a student who has demonstrated excellence in the study of international and comparative law. And this year's recipient is Taylor Noya. Taylor took just about every class that we have to offer that has anything to do with international and comparative law, including international law, human rights 1 and 2, and refugee law, earning top grades in all of them. Taylor also served as a Marshall Brennan Fellow. And one example of her creative and intersectional thinking was the paper that she wrote for her human rights class, arguing for the use of international law principles and treaties to protect children in the United States from harsh criminal punishments. Congratulations again, Taylor.
Congratulations, everybody. Now, next, we've brought back this year a tradition which we had in prior years. We stopped integrating it a few years ago with graduation, but we brought it back. We now have brought, as part of this event, the awarding by the Student Bar Association of the first Woody Award.
On behalf of the Student Bar Association, we had a great time. I want to make a shout out to our Student Bar Association President, Isaac Lopez, over here to my right. It's been an honor to serve with my best friend as his first vice president and as your first vice president. We had a great year. Thanks for being patient with us. It's been an honor. And for the Woody Awards, like let's get this party started. Let's see who won for Meet Your Clients Where They Are award. Most likely to meet with clients at a brewery. And I think we all know exactly who won this award. And the Cheers Award goes to Savannah Hoover.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Boss Bay Brewing.
And for the next award, the Pup Legal Award, most likely to have their pup featured on Zoom. And we've all seen this little dog running around and interrupting our class, but he's adorable, so we forgive him. And this award goes to none other than our Student Bar Association President, Isaac Lopez. Okay, and for the next award, the Paralegal Award, most likely to have their cat featured on Zoom. And the award goes to Katie Hacombe. Woo! Here's your beautiful award. Congrats. And for the last award for now is the I Am Not a Cat Award, most likely to appear in court as a cat. And ironically, she put this as her profile picture on Facebook, none other than Esther Jameson.
Thank you. I'm here live.
She's wearing the mask. I can't. This is great. Yes. I lied. There's one more for this first round. So the next award for the Learned Hand Award, Learn Me Hand Drink Award for the best party, Paula Vance. Congrats.
Sorry, you look gorgeous.
All right, our next set of awards are going to be presented by Professor David Stout.
Congratulations to everybody. It's my pleasure to present the Maureen Sanders Award for Excellence in Insurance Law. Maureen was a 1979 graduate of the law school and a professor here for over a decade. And she pioneered a class in insurance law at that time. Following her return to private practice, she continued to teach a class as an adjunct until 2016. The study of insurance for Maureen Sanders was always more than an academic interest. It was practical, both as a way of obtaining compensation for her clients and as a means of managing risk. Her work as an expert witness for the Civil Rights Commission, whose labors resulted in the recent Civil Rights Act, please applause, focused on insurance and its availability to protect governmental entities, bears witness to her interest. This award also honors her teaching and her work on behalf of her clients. This year's recipient has evidenced a thoughtful analytic approach to the study of insurance law that Maureen would have appreciated. She has enthusiastically probed deeply into the material and embraced a fundamental Maureenism that the study of insurance law is a means to an end. This year's recipient honors Maureen's teaching, as she herself has been an outstanding tutor. She honors Maureen's practice through her academic work, recently manifested in her seminar paper, wait for it, titled, Make 'em Pay Personal Liability and Indemnification under Colorado State Senate Bill 217. It is my pleasure and privilege to call to the dock this year's recipient of the Maureen Sanders Award, Jenna Ritchie. Judge Oliver Seth. Judge Oliver Seth Ethics Award honors excellence in the area of legal ethics. It occurred to me that other than a few graybeards like myself, most people here will have no idea who Judge Oliver Seth was, nor why there might be an ethic award that bears his name. Judge Seth was born in Santa Fe in 1915, and his father was the founder of the firm Seth and Montgomery that we know today as Montgomery and Andrews. In 1962, he was appointed to the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals by President Kennedy, serving as its chief judge from 1977 to 1984. He remained a valued member of the court until his retirement in 1996. But why is there an ethics award that bears his name? Quite simply, he was a renowned lawyer, and he was renowned for his devotion to family, his commitment to community, and his highly professional and ethical demeanor. Judge Seth would no doubt be very pleased to have this year's recipient receive an ethics award that bears his name. Claire Gardner is a quiet, though exceptionally thoughtful student. She is respectful of her colleagues and evidences that highly professional and ethical demeanor that all of us should aspire to emulate. Claire also has a powerful intellect that Judge Seth would certainly have appreciated, that will no doubt grace the chambers of Judge Thuma, who she will be clerking for next year. Claire's time at the law school honors the memory of Judge Seth. It is my great pleasure and privilege to present the Oliver Seth Award in Ethics to Claire Gardner.
Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So the next, Bonnie, who's the present in the next award? So- Special delivery.
Yep.
Is this one that I'm presenting?
You're just reading it because there was a few extra that he must want to add back in because we didn't have a chance to do a special thing. So if it's in the program, you just go ahead and read it. You got it. Thank you.
All right, so this next award is the Justice Pamela B. Mintzner Award in Professionalism and Ethics, and this award gets presented to Jenna Ritchie. Wow, that's express award receipt. All right, our next presenter is Professor Natalie Martin.
Hello, all of you. Congratulations. I'm so happy to see everybody in person. This is such a big honor for all of us. And congratulations to all the graduates. So I have the honor right now of presenting the Erwin Stern Moyse Award recognizing excellence in legal and judicial ethics, which recognizes students showing excellence in legal and judicial ethics, as one might imagine from the name. This year there are two very deserving recipients of this award. And it's my tradition to sort of talk before I tell who the person is, so I don't know if that's changing around here, but I will stick with that. This first honoree worked at the New Mexico Ethics Commission during the summer between his 2L and his 3L year. He wrote a law review article entitled New Mexico's Independent Ethics Commission and the Long Fight to Constrain Public Corruption. And as a student in the community lawyering clinic, he also demonstrated a very high ethical standard in representing his family law, immigration, and juvenile clients. This first one goes to Lane Towery. keeping up with the fitness theme here. There you go. Congratulations. So the second recipient of this ethics award goes to someone who has one of the biggest hearts that I have ever seen in a law student. I think big hearts in lawyering are sometimes underrated, but there are so many ways to be ethically excellent. And this second one goes to someone who was one of my practicum students and who I could see literally on the first day the biggest exuding of compassion that I think, again, that's not maybe one of the strong suits for lawyers, but for this particular person, it definitely is. He was a Marshall Brennan Fellow for Highland High, I believe. And as many of you know, in the Marshall Brennan program, the students teach high schoolers how to learn their legal rights and how to develop their own oral skills. And these fellows can get a little bit attached to winning, of course, right? Because you work so hard with your team. And so on the day of the final Marshall Brennan argument that was over in the Court of Appeals in the fall of 2019, this nominee was sitting with my husband and I during the final argument. And when the argument was over, the student who won, her parents were there, and they were immigrants who didn't speak a lot of English, but the group of them just began to cry, the student and the parents. And my husband and I were standing there too, and we were sort of like, of course it was touching, but you're in the same job for 25 years, and you forget to really notice the moments. It becomes, a bit of, another day, another dollar. But this person basically turned to us, and it wasn't his student who won, and said, "This is the best day in my law school life." And we just found that to be so incredibly touching and a good reminder to stay in the present, to not be attached, and be happy for all of those who succeed, whether it's you or someone else. This award goes to Isaac Lopez.
All right, congratulations. Our next award is presented by awards. Let's see. No, we're going to do natural resources certificates, and those are presented by Professor Cliff Villa.
Applause for the guy who presents the award. I'm so excited to see you. It's like celebrity sightings everywhere in real life. So as the faculty advisor for the Natural Resources Journal, I am delighted to present certificates to the editorial board who've done extraordinary work under extraordinary circumstances, of course. So as I call your name, please come on up. The first two awards are for the co-editors-in-chief, Dharma Khalsa and Sarah McLean. Come on up. Dharma and Sarah did tremendous work bringing their creativity, bringing their diverse perspectives to this journal, and I just could not be more thrilled about the content and the substantive work that they really did as EIC. So thank you, Dharma, and thank you, Sarah. Group pick, everyone. Next award for the managing editor, Kristen Burby, who did the most extraordinary job of getting NRJ out the door this year. After everything shut down with COVID, as well as a ransomware attack, volume 60 was a real challenge, and volume 61, which just came out, actually came out before the end of volume 60. But Kristen Burby kept everything on track. It was through her good graces that everything was done on time and so well. Kristen, I know you're at home. Hello to you and your parents. This one is for Kristen Burby, Managing Editor. Thank you. Next two certificates are for the submissions editors. These are the editors who review the hundreds and thousands of unsolicited manuscripts that we receive every year, and they decide which one are the pearls that are really worth publishing. Adam Eisenberg and Aaron Villalpando. All right. Next two certificates for associate editors. These are the ones who actually do the editing, review all of these documents, and nothing could happen without them. Katie Holcomb and Riley Norris. Riley, good to see you. All right. And last two, lead citations editors. These are the ones who make the journal as reliable as it is. Courts cite it across the country. We could not do the work on a reliable schedule without our lead citations editors. So Ariane DePauli and Ambrose Kupfer. All right. I see Mr. Kupfer. Congratulations, Ariane. All right. Good to see you. Okay, thank you, everyone.
All right, it looks like our next 3 awards, I believe, will be presented by Professor Sonia Gibson-Rankin.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. There you go. All right, I am honored to present our next 3 awards. And the first award will be the Professor Michael B. Browdy Award, recognizing excellence in constitutional law. This is presented to a student for displaying excellence in the area of constitutional law during law school. And this student did not even realize that Professor Browdy was actually in our classroom, likely listening to their genius while they were in the room. While you were all waxing nostalgic on the Dormant Commerce Clause and practicing the various parts of the Constitution in various languages, one of you was also not only studying all of these things, but also preparing for their citizenship test. One of the greatest ways to honor and understand our Constitution. Please join me in celebrating Esther Jameson. And this award is sponsored by Professor Ted Acalino. I know, and she invited me to the ceremony. It was super cool. Congratulations, congrats. The next award is the greatest award. I'm not sure why it's not at the end, the Tort Scholar Award. All of you, I'm sure, are thinking back on your law school career saying, why didn't we have more torts? Why couldn't there have been torts every semester? If only they put it on the bar exams, we could really embrace it. Don't worry, they did. And this is an award sponsored by an anonymous donor, and is presented to a student who has demonstrated interest and proficiency in tort law. This student loved torts so much and really embraced all the parts of it that the student actually became a teacher's assistant and helped the next generation. This student had a special place in my heart because this student was what we would like to call a Jersey STEM law girl. Please join me in celebrating my Jersey girl who's not here with me, Kristen Burby. And this third award is the ALI CLE Award, recognizing excellence in scholarship and leadership. And it is sponsored by the American Law Institute and the American Bar Association. This award is uniquely given to a student who has pulled together all of the components of their legal education, excelling in academics, excelling in the community, and having a passion to make a difference in everywhere they go. This student really stood out to me, and I wish my colleague, Professor Armjani, was here with me because it feels weird not to do this without her. But this student not only excelled in their academic experience, but had a particular passion to increase the number of Black students enrolled at this institution. She served as the new president of the New Mexico Black Law Student Association, and has already been sworn in as the next treasurer of the New Mexico Black Lawyers Association. Bar passage pending. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Hope Pendleton. Hope has published, Hope has gone into our schools, Hope is going to make New Mexico a great place for the next generation. We are so glad that we got you out of Illinois and we got you here. Love you. Congrats.
All right, next we are going to give out the Salazar Prize for Outstanding Academic Achievement in memory of Thibaut J. Chavez, Esquire. This award recognizes the student with the highest grade point average at the conclusion of the second year of law school. And this award is presented to Esther Jameson. All right, next we have the, presenting of the New Mexico Law Review certificates presented by Professor Carol Suzuki, Mallory Christensen, Editor-in-Chief, and Connor Joy, Managing Editor.
So as you know, especially the editors, the New Mexico Law Review is definitely a student-run journal. I'm merely the faculty advisor, and along with adjunct faculty advisor Walker Boyd, we assist you in your second year to write your case notes and comments to get published. But you really do all of the work, and we are recognizing your work today. This year, the editors, you supported each other and the second year staff who had to have all their classes online. And you really did uphold the good reputation and the collaborative work of the law review, and you really have a great reputation with the professors and judges and lawyers who publish in the New Mexico Law Review. This class of editors, they definitely had the benefit their second year of meeting in person for classes and of talking together about what my comments on their papers mean. But you know, they didn't have that this year. There weren't those organic meetings in the journal suite to talk about whether or not the second comma in this citation should be italicized or not. They've had to do this all online or telephone. So it's really been tough, and at the same time, they've had to support the second year students. So although a lot of editing is meant to be a solo experience, it was not supposed to be a solo experience with these COVID restrictions. And I really do respect all of the work that you've done this year. It's really been tremendous. So you've persevered and you've published the volume on time. So congratulations, that's definitely a great achievement. So to help me to give out these certificates and cords to the New Mexico Law Review Board, I'd like Editor-in-Chief Mallory Christensen and Managing Editor Connor Joy to come up and join me to help. In here. Okay, so I can give you each half the envelopes if you want. Sorry, the cords are in there. Do you want me to sign? Yes, I'm gonna want you to.
All right, Connor and I are each going to distribute half of your awards, but before that, we would just like to say something to our board, as well as to Professor Suzuki and Professor Boyd. A huge thank you to both of you. Without your resource and guidance and just constant communication, we couldn't have made this publication what it was. So thank you so much for continuously being there for us remote. And to our editors, you guys are amazing. You published this this volume entirely remotely, which I just think speaks so highly of your dedication and work ethic. And I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for putting up with Connor and I, for giving us grace, and just for mentoring the incoming staff and developing a new board of leaders that are going to carry this journal on. I want to thank all of you guys. And so the first award I have is for one of our manuscript editors, Roy Steller. Our manuscript editors edited extra publications this semester because we wanted to publish more, so thank you guys so much. Jenna Ritchie. You're welcome, thank you. Michael Woods. You're welcome. And I think Connor has our other one. Our other editor is our institutional editor, Tony Dalton. This was a new role this year, so thank you, Tony, for everything you did to make this possible. And then our professional articles editors who selected the articles that we got to publish, Jared Greth, who isn't here today, and then Ransom Smith, who I don't believe is here either, but thank you both.
I want to second Mallory's comments, particularly thanking our board of editors. You guys have, in a way, you've all given me a strength just by exhibiting your own, I don't know, the way you've put up with this tough time has meant more to me than I thought it would. This, I know we've all gone through some tough times mentally, some tough times emotionally, but the strength that you all exhibited sort of reflected back to me, and I thank you all for that from the bottom of my heart. Let's get back to the awards. First off, we have Student Articles Editor D.A. Reynolds. Thank you, D.A. We have Student Articles Editor David Hughes. Is David here today? I haven't seen David. All right. We have Professional Articles Editor and frequent to this microphone, Mr. Lane Towery. Getting your steps in today. Citation Editor Jacques Chenard. Citation Editor Lawson Stiff. I don't blame you either, man. Thank you, my man. Citation Editor Corey Now. Thank you, Corey. Manuscript Editor Ashley Cummings. Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, please do.
If all of the editors could just meet in the back, we're going to take a quick photo. Thank you.
Good job, everybody. So next we have an award being presented by Professor Serge Martinez.
So I get to present the Judge Oliver Seth Award for Excellence in Alternative Dispute Resolution. For those of you who don't know what that means, watching from home, it's resolving things outside of court. You've already heard from my colleague David Stout about Judge Oliver Seth, so I mean, what more is there to say? But I understand that he wrote short opinions and apparently also was not a fan of unnecessary litigation. And I'm pleased to present this award in his name today, or in his name for him, rather. So this year's award goes to a student who, when she came to the clinic, was handed a case that we had had for several semesters that didn't look like it was going to be resolved easily. It had been set for settlement facilitation last spring, but for reasons that are familiar to all of you, that was postponed. So this student did yeoman's work in trying to get everything scheduled, and then did the really hard part of working the case, understanding the facts, what our client wanted, and settling it in a way, resolving it in a way that was very, our client was very happy with. An impressive real-world ADR. So join me in congratulating Mallory Wolf for this well-deserved award. Congratulations, great job.
All right, the next award is presented by Professor Mary Lito Pareja.
Hi everyone, it's great to see everybody. So I have the great pleasure of presenting the Hugh B. Muir Award, which recognizes excellence in tax law. So Sonia, you may think that torts is the best thing ever, and I do love torts, but I think tax is probably the winner for the best award I could give today. Hugh Muir was a tax lawyer who had a distinguished career that exemplified service and excellence. He was a professor here at UNM, served in World War II, was a prisoner of war after being captured at the Battle of the Bulge. As a lawyer, he worked in industry, he worked in law firms, he worked for the IRS, and ultimately he came and taught the next generation of lawyers here at UNM, and he retired in 1983 after 15 years of service, and this award is in his name. It is sponsored by the tax section of the New Mexico State Bar, and so we thank them today. Like Professor Muir, the recipient of today's award has demonstrated qualities of excellence and dedication. The student has taken just about every tax class it is possible to take, and he's even doing an independent study this semester because he couldn't get enough tax and he wanted to learn about estate and gift tax. In addition to being a really great human being, he's excelled in everything I've seen him do, and I'm really, really pleased to present this award to Tony Dalton. Go tax.
All right, next up, we have our next round of Woody Awards.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say congratulations to all of you. You have earned everything that you guys are accomplishing here today. It's been an honor to serve you guys as the secretary of the SBA, and you guys will do amazing things. So let's get started with the next round. So the next award is How's the Weather There Award, most likely to Zoom into court from another state, and that will go to Max Spivak. You do. So the next one is the Shameless Snacker Award, most likely to eat during court, and that is going to go to Jonathan Brown. Is it all over? So the next award is Betrayed by Vision Award, most likely to be caught multitasking through your glasses reflection. That's gonna go to Sean McKenzie. The next award is going to be the Sue the Sewer Award, most likely to sue everyone. That's going to go to Zachary Wilson Fetro.
All right, next up we have more awards being presented. Let's see, am I in the right spot? The wind got my, let's see, yes, by Professor Sonia Gibson-Rankin.
Hello again, everyone. So I am now presenting the ANSI Scales Jurisprudence Award, which has been sponsored by the Honorable Linda M. Vanzi. This is awarded to the student who has demonstrated a commitment to moving the law forward in the service of humanity. Further, it goes to a student who has shown an interest and commitment to promoting change of public policy and legal rights through innovative or creative legal work. I met this student when I was teaching constitutional law, and the student said, "So you had a couple of kids in law school?" I said, "Oh yes." The student said, "There's about 7 of us. Would you want to have tea with us?" That gathering with those 7 students would turn into an organization that I believe has not only changed this institution, but has changed our state. Why do I say that? Because as this student met with fellow mothers of law, or moms of law, we're still working on the name, I think we've got a good one now, the student realized that there was a distinct discrimination in the law if you were going to law school and attempting to get support for child care assistance. The student found this to be an unacceptable discrimination under the law and worked with our alumni and with the state and with the governor so that now child care assistance is available to law students and grad students regardless of what they're studying. This has never happened before, and there are still places in the nation that have not changed this law. Please join me in celebrating Ms. Kateri West. Congratulations, congrats. Love you. God bless. This next award is for the second greatest subject you could ever study in law school. No, still not tax. It's actually family law. We are now moving into our domestic relations area, and this is the West Academic Award for Domestic Relations Law, and it's been sponsored by West Academic. And it is for a student who has demonstrated excellence and interest in domestic relations law. I met the student in constitutional law, but the student just joined me this semester, actually, in family law, and I've learned more than one ever thought they could ever know about lactation and breast milk. We are all better for the work that has happened because of this student starting a breast bank right here in our own state so that people who need access to breast milk can have it to nurture children. This person has brought in national speakers dedicated to dealing with discrimination that occurs in the space of lactation, and actually sat alongside of practicing lawyers and law professors this semester in presenting her scholarship about what can be done for mothers across the United States and the world. Please join me in congratulating Erin Marshall. I love that shirt. Congratulations, congrats. This third award is the Atkinson and Kelsey Award for Excellence in Family Law that recognizes excellence in family law, and it is sponsored by Atkinson and Kelsey. And we are so very excited. I met the student in constitutional law, but we discovered a kindred soulness because of our shared passion of family law. I've never seen someone smile so much while talking about jurisdiction or discussing the best interests of children. The student not only displayed a passion for family law, but the empathy and the heart it takes to make our state and our people, and the most critical part of everyone's lives are the families that they come from. Please join me in congratulating Emily Nietzsche. You don't even have to, oh, you're so
All right, our next award is being presented by, next couple awards, but presented by Professor April Land.
Good afternoon. We thank the sponsors for all of our awards. Special thanks for these Family Law Awards, and a special thanks to Linda Lauda for this Family Law Award in Advocacy. Not only might it be an interesting academic subject, it is also the largest unmet need in our state, and we are grateful for our sponsors' support for our work in this area, trying to train up our task force, our workforce to meet this unmet need. And not only do you need your legal skills, but you need compassion and kindness and patience to be with people in dealing with some of the most difficult and intimate areas of their life. The student who's receiving this award demonstrated that in his clinic work and in his other work as well. And for that, we award Dylan Reinhart the award for Family Law Excellence. I'm also especially just excited to meet you in person after working with you for 10 weeks online. Thank you so much. Congratulations. The next award is the Margaret Kuiper Daly Award. It's awarded to a student who's demonstrated awareness of social problems, concern for people in trouble, and professional dedication to equal justice for all. There are many people in this class who fought long and hard for those, but I think we have a special place in this proceeding to award this for someone who did work above and beyond the individual work that they did, also on behalf of families. This particular student did a fantastic job trying to protect two young girls who've been really endangered by the challenges faced by their own father. But in addition to that important work, she was really spearheaded and developed a project that we've been working on because, as we know, many people at our southern border seeking refuge are not only facing immigration problems, but the conditions that they face as they come into this country where their belongings are actually taken from them. They come with their most precious belongings. And we started a project to see what we could do to make sure that at least if they were going to be deported, they could have their precious belongings with them and have their glasses with them when they appear in court and their medications. And Haley Zock's work on this project was above and beyond the call of duty. She renamed this project from the Property Project to the Dispossession by Deportation Project, and the work continues. It doesn't look like Haley is here. Well, come on up, Haley. We are so proud of her for her work on this, for her work in immigration, for her upcoming work at the Law Office of the Public Defenders, and I am also so glad, almost to the point of tears, to meet you in person. Oh my goodness. I did get to see everybody once from about 10 feet away. I was quarantined at our end of semester celebration. We did Olive Clinic online, so that was an interesting summer. The last award that I get to present today, and I think next time I want to I love this award, but I think David Stout or Steve Scholl should give this award because I'm interested in hearing more about Jerry Walden, the namesake of this award, and we're also grateful to to the ongoing sponsorship of this award because it is really important to recognize a student who's evinced the qualities of heart that distinguished Professor Walden, a committed champion of human and civil rights who was particularly devoted to vindicating those rights for the least powerful. And the student receiving this award today receives it for many reasons. I think that he would definitely argue with me about whether he has the qualities of heart. He tries to deny that he has a heart, but the work itself demonstrates his heart. And his great intellect. He did fantastic work supporting with the research the new civil rights bill that passed through the legislature this year. He provided research to teams working to a group of lawyers working to secure the rights of people facing incarceration, people living and actually incarcerated because of their COVID status, and also did work for an individual client whose civil rights were clearly violated for just walking down the street in Albuquerque. In a broader sense, he served civil rights by successfully securing a settlement in a wage and hour case. I'm going to tell this story again. A few of you have heard this, but we were in this negotiation, and you're in Zoom, and it's all so weird, and you go to court, and then the next thing you know, everybody's in a Zoom room, and he says to the guy who didn't pay our client many times, he said, I want you to focus. I want you to focus right now. If you don't pay this $1,000 and agree to pay it by March 1st, you're going to be basically in a world of hurt. I want you to focus. And I've never been in a Zoom room that was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. But that room was so quiet, the pin did not drop. We got the agreement, and our client got $1,000. So qualities of heart or not, Jacques Chenard.
All right, we are now up to our next round of Woody Awards.
Mask is caught in my earring. Okay, so we have a couple more Woody Awards here for you. The You're Muted Award, most likely to forget to unmute themselves. Micah McNeil. Next, we have the You're Not Muted Award, most likely to broadcast a side conversation, goes to Jared Greth. The Better Call Saul Award, most likely to have their own billboard, goes to JC Miranda. The Zoom attorney, most likely to appear in court in their underwear, Adam Eisenberg. The Class Clown Award, most likely to drop funny commentary in the chat, Chris Hall. And that's it for now.
All right, our next set of awards are to be presented by Professor Carol Suzuki.
The A.H. McLeod Prize is presented to a student who has demonstrated interest and skill in advocacy. Thank you, Doug McLeod, for your support of our graduates. I teach the community lawyering clinic where students represent clients in family law, delinquency, and immigration matters. This year's prize recipient represented clients in all areas. Even without this pandemic, legal assistance is a needed yet difficult to access service. As a clinical law student in the community lawyering clinic in the district court, the student represented a wife and mother in a family law matter who values that her children will maintain their relationship with their father despite a pending divorce. She's also trying to save what was once the marital home to ensure some consistency for her children, which is definitely a challenge for this family and many families during this economic downturn. This awardee also represented a child in a delinquency matter who was voiceless in court because the child did not know that he had been summoned to court. The student represented the child and asserted the child's due process rights, which were being violated. And with assistance from his colleague and friend David Hughes, he also made an argument that preserved the ability of clinical law students to appear in court with permission of the judge. I am thrilled to present the A.H. McLeod Prize to Lawson Stiff.
Congratulations.
This is not such a secret. The West Academic Award recognizing outstanding contribution to scholarship by a member of the third year class and is awarded to a student based on their overall scholastic accomplishment. This award celebrates the editor-in-chief of the New Mexico Law Review. She led a team of 30 students who were editors and staff and has shepherded all professional articles and student case notes and comments to an on-time publication of volume 51. I am elated to present the West Academic Award to Mallory Christensen.
Congratulations.
The Friedman, Boyd, Hollander, Goldberg, Urias, and Ward PA Award recognizes excellence in criminal law. This awardee wrote a case note for the New Mexico Law Review seminar, "Why Get a Warrant When You Can Fly Over the Wall? The Constitutionality of Aerial Surveillance Without a Warrant." Just as we have reasonable expectation of privacy from ground-level surveillance, this scholar asserts that there should be a reasonable expectation of privacy from aerial surveillance, like from drones and helicopters, when it is conducted with the purpose of detecting criminal activity. This student is not merely a scholar in criminal law. Delinquent acts are what society considers crimes if committed by an adult. This student represented a child in a delinquency matter in the community lawyering clinic. He investigated all the evidence, interviewed the arresting officer, and showed the state that it could not prove its case. He upheld the constitutional rights of his client to be free of illegal search and seizure. I am happy to present the Friedman, Boyd, Hollander, Goldberg, Urias, and Ward PA Award to Royce Deller.
Congratulations.
Will be presented by Professor George Bach.
So the Lewis R. Sutton Award goes to an outstanding student, either in trial advocacy or appellate advocacy. It's named in the honor of Judge Lewis Sutton, who's formerly a remarkable judge on the New Mexico Court of Appeals, and sponsored by another remarkable judge on the New Mexico Court of Appeals, the Honorable Jonathan Sutton. This student is an amazing trial advocate. He's fierce. The first time I saw him perform, I thought he is as good as any of the trial lawyers that I see out in the courtrooms today. The award goes to Keen Frady.
All right, our next award is presented by Professor Natalie Martin.
Hello again, guys. Now, I know it really isn't torts or tax law or even family law that is the best, but where we really know how to have a good time is in commercial law. So, you know, We really do. But in any case, I know actually the dean used to say that about tax law. Think of all the fun they will have, right? But in any case, I do want to be a little bit serious when I talk about who this award is named after. This is the Frederick M. Hart Award, and it goes to the student who shows excellence in commercial law. There are many of you who did that. But this award is named after one of the most influential people in this school's history. Hopefully you all know who Professor Hart is. He is someone that we have a lot to be grateful here, and we would not and could not work in a place like this without him. I mean, he literally promoted equity and inclusion long before there was any conversations with those names on them. And so we are, I think, all deeply grateful to him. He's a strong mentor in all things and also a former dean and professor emeritus, of course. The recipient of this award, I just learned, isn't here, but I think he's participating online. This gentleman has a meticulous work ethic and a dogged determination. And besides doing well in a bunch of commercial law classes, he single-handedly navigated the real estate records office during the deepest, darkest days of the pandemic. These little offices that don't seem very important are actually pretty critical to clients trying to collect on judgments, such as our client in this case, who was owed a couple grand by a landlord who was wealthy, but just didn't feel like paying it. And so this award goes to Jared Greth, who was able, go Jared. He was able, through his sleuthing, to figure out how you actually get a lien recorded. And not too long after that, this woman who hadn't paid for, I don't know, how many months was it, Serge? 6, 7, 8 months, she came up with the money, and this family who badly needed it got their security deposit back. So congratulations, Jared.
All right, our next award is presented by Professor Sonia Gibson-Rankin.
I am very excited to present the Felix Briones Award in Ethical Integrity in Business Law, which recognizes a student who best represents a combination of scholarship, leadership, and ethics in the area of business law. And this is sponsored by Viola Briones, Felix Briones Jr. and family, and the Four Corners Community Bank. I met the student before they were my student because we actually served on a CLE panel in their very first semester of law school. The student was presenting and explaining to attorneys how to use social media to expand their legal practice. The other thing that I remember about meeting the student before they were my student is that we had a brainstorm that parking lot that is now next to us should have really been a brewery. The student has a very different, exciting vision for New Mexico, and we love to discuss interdisciplinary studies. While we're all here celebrating your JD, this student is finishing the weekend with a JD MBA. Please join me in celebrating Miss Savannah Hoover. While she is coming up, I also want to give a way loud shout out. She could have just taken just written a paper for her final semester of law school, but instead she entered not one but 2 business competitions that are directly focused on why New Mexico is ready and poised to be the next economic powerhouse of the nation. She presented in front of Silicon Valley venture capitalists and held her own against people inventing vaccines and all kinds of stuff. And there are actually investors in our state who are contacting me saying, how do I find her, because of what she envisions for the well-being of our state. There is no one quite like her. Congratulations, Savannah.
All right, I think this is now time for, I think it's our final set of Woodies, our Woody Awards here.
Hello everyone. So for our last 2 student awards, our first one is the Oops Award, most likely to share the wrong screen in court. This goes to Laura Church. Congratulations. It's good to see you. And up next is our Justice Award, most likely to become a judge or justice. Not a huge surprise, you've probably seen this person up here many times already today, Jenna Ritchie. And we have a few Woody Awards for our faculty and staff. So this award goes to someone who needs no introduction. They are a jack of all trades, do a little bit of everything, and got their own award named after themselves. So this is the Bad Bonnie Award for Bonnie Steepleton. Thanks for all you do. And our final Woody Award is for a faculty member. This is the Ice Cold Collar, most likely to cause a student to freeze during one of their cold calls. Miss Sonia Gibson Rankin. And up next, we would like to recognize our 3Ls who served on the SBA board this year. So first, we want to acknowledge our admissions committee reps, Bryce Dorado and Vanessa Hidalgo. Congratulations. Now this next person, they graduated in December, but actually had 2 positions on the SBA before graduating. Miss Jessica Ariola, who was our admissions committee and our 3L faculty rep. Congratulations. And we have our other 3L faculty rep, Jerry Rubio. Next, we have our fearless vice president, Jessica Martinez. Thank you. And last but most certainly not least, our SBA president, Isaac Lopez. And for all of our other 3Ls who have served on the SBA board during their time at UNM School of Law, please come up to get your stoles as well. Thank you.
All right, our next award is presented by Professor Elizabeth Elia.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations. It's so good to see everybody live for the first time this year. Congratulations on graduating. I'm so excited for all of you. In a personal note, I met many of you as 1Ls in property, and I so have admired and loved to see what you've done with your careers so far before they've even started. I love this award ceremony because I love learning about all of the talents and dedication and things that you've already done. So I just want to encourage you to go out and grab your career, and we'll all be rooting for you and cheering you on and welcoming you back anytime you want to visit. So thank you. I'm presenting the Tom and Ruth Montoya Award. This award recognizes the third-year student whose hard work and dedication resulted in the highest 3-year academic improvement. For sure, the student knows how to work hard. And I was thinking about where did the student learn or develop their work ethic? It might have been in their days as an elite athlete, or perhaps it was in their service with the Coast Guard as a lieutenant in the Coast Guard. I'm not sure exactly where she developed her work ethic, but from my observation, I think one thing that has helped her along is her deep engagement and enthusiasm that I've seen in every course she's taken, and she's taken quite a few with me. Her deep engagement and enthusiasm are really just magnetic and wonderful to be around. She managed to earn this award even while being called to active duty to respond to the pandemic, while enduring personal tragedy also, She also managed to write a novel while in law school, which blows my mind. And evidently, as I learned today, she also has been throwing the best parties. I'm delighted to give this award to Paula Vance.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go like that. My husband told me to look at the camera.
All right, our next presenter is also the chair of our fun committee and has done a fabulous job in that. Professor Joe Schremer.
Ahoy! I have the privilege of presenting the Albert E. Utton Natural Resources Law Award. We present this to a student every year who demonstrates excellence and an interest in natural resources law. The award is sponsored by Mary Utton, whose late husband, Al Utton, was a professor on the faculty here for many years. Professor Utton was an absolute giant in his fields of natural resources and international law. He wrote dozens of books and articles about the topic. He developed a system of legal rights to manage transboundary natural resources, especially water. That's stuff that's here and in another country. And while on faculty, established the International Transboundary Resource Center, which now bears Professor Utton's name, just like this award. He did a couple of other things while he was on the faculty here. For one, he started the Natural Resources Specialty Certificate, which our recipient this year has earned. And he was also the editor-in-chief of the Natural Resources Journal, which is a distinction that Professor Utton also shares with this year's recipient, who is a student that truly has demonstrated excellence and interest in natural resources law here. She has taken all of the core natural resources and environmental law courses and proven herself to be quite a strong student in all of them. She's impressed everyone with her outstanding performance in the environmental law and natural resources law clinic. She was an anchor on our school's PACE Environmental Moot Court competition last year. She is, as I mentioned, the co-editor-in-chief of the Natural Resources Journal and has proven her salt as a scholar by getting her own seminar paper published in yet another journal at Vermont Law School. This year's well-deserving recipient is the one and only Dharma Khalsa.
All right, our next set of awards is presented by Professor Reed Benson.
Good afternoon. So good to see everyone in person. The first award that I'm going to present is the Eileen Gauna Natural Resources and Environmental Law Program Award. This is an award that the Natural Resources and Environmental Law Program faculty created and sponsor to recognize a student who has done extraordinary service for the program. This year's recipient, I suppose it's not surprising that a student with a undergraduate degree in environmental science shows up interested in natural resources and environmental law. She earned the certificate, but also began making major contributions right from the jump. She was on the Environmental Law Society board as a first year, went on to serve as ELS president and as the other editor-in-chief of the Natural Resources Journal. And she has been working this entire last year for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. I'm very pleased to present the Eileen Gauna Natural Resources and Environmental Law Program Award to Sarah McLean. It all fits the pattern, right? So next I'll be presenting the certificates for students who earned a certificate in natural resources and environmental law. This is a group of students who have shown great dedication to this field, 21 credits, along with a either a writing seminar or a drafting course. Many of them also have served in the Natural Resources and Environmental Law Clinic, on the board of the Natural Resources Journal, or both. So they've been a talented group, a group of great citizens, and also some interesting characters as well. Definitely a high percentage of Woody Awards have gone to students in this group. So first, Kristen Burby. I know Kristen is not here, but thank you, Kristen. I believe the next is also not here, Ariane DePauli. Christopher Hall. All right. And for those of you earning this certificate, if we can, we'll have a photo in back when we're all done. Katie Holcomb. Congratulations, Katie. Dharma Khalsa. Sarah McLean. Riley Norris. Jerry Rubio. Paula Vance. Aaron Villalpando. And Zachary Wilson Fetro. Congratulations, Zachary. All right, and now shifting gears, we want to recognize 3 students who will be graduating with the Master of Studies in Law degree this weekend. So this is a program that launched at UNM in 2017. Until then, UNM Law only awarded the JD degree, but these 3 students have completed their course of study and found their way in learning the law, mostly in classes that otherwise was were filled with JD students. So congratulations to all three. Geraldine Budenholzer. Atza Chavez. And Jennifer Johnston. Congratulations to you all. And for those who earned the certificate, let's meet in back and get a picture of you all.
All right, next we have next awards being awarded by Professor Carol Suzuki.
So we are oddly taking a little break from natural resources and environmental law to celebrate employment and labor law, while Professor Gibson Rankin and Professor Stout and I hope we all don't become the fall torts exam problem. I'm telling you, the torts gods are angry. The Employment and Labor Law Award is given to a third-year student with demonstrated commitment to employment and labor law. This law review editor wrote a case note published in the New Mexico Law Review, timely during these challenging economic times. It might sound like, from the title, I am talking about pandemic pets, but actually, this is not. Sharpening the cat's paw, reconceptualizing cat's paw liability to fit the needs of contingent workers after Armstrong versus Arcanum Group Incorporated. It analyzes the vulnerability of contingent workers, those employed by staffing firms and contracting firms, and lacking the protections of other employees under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, a federal law that protects employees against discrimination based on certain specific characteristics. These workers are less likely to be treated by their employers with the same degree of protection against workplace discrimination as workers in traditional employment arrangements. I think that this student might be here in spirit only today, but I'm honored to present the Employment and Labor Law Award to Ransom Smith.
Congratulations to all of you in the class of 2021. I'm so happy to see you in person. And I'm thrilled today to present the Pete Domenici Award for Environmental Excellence, which is endowed by Paul Bohannon. Senator Pete Domenici represented our state in the U.S. Senate for a record 6 terms and retired as the ranking member of the Energy and Natural Resources Committee. This award recognizes excellence in environmental law. And this year, the award goes to Christopher Hall. Christopher, come on up. Christopher has demonstrated excellence in the core environmental law and natural resource certificate courses, although there's a little asterisk there. Christopher got the highest score on the environmental law midterm, but I just got the finals back. So Christopher, if you don't show the same demonstrated excellence in RCRA and CERCLA, I'm going to have to bring you back for the summer clinic. He also did exceptional work in the summer and in the fall, working on the Utility Arrears and Relief Act with me, including completing a widely circulated, well-respected memo and testifying in front of the Public Resources Commission. Congratulations, Christopher.
All right, our next award is presented by Professor Serge Martinez, or awards, plural.
Okay, it is my privilege this afternoon to present the awards for the clinic where we do torts, tax, commercial law, family law, bring it. So, you know, one of the things that I love about my particular job right now is that I get to see all of you as you come through the clinic and spend time with you. It's a real treat and a privilege of my position to be able to come have classes with each of you and hear from you. And this year, more than ever, obviously, I'm just so thrilled and delighted to have had a chance to work with you all. I have, you know, between the pandemic and the data outage, the cataclysms that perhaps await us, you have been, I've just been so impressed with the patience and the good humor and the grace that this entire class has brought to working in the clinic. And your relentless dedication to learning as much as you can and your fierce devotion to your clients throughout all of this has been a source of inspiration and pride. And you have done amazing things in the face of obstacles that most practicing lawyers never see. I cannot wait to see what you do when it's a slightly less challenging environment. I expect amazing things from you all. So I'm here today we're here to recognize a few of the folks for some outstanding achievements and accomplishments in the clinic. There are a lot of them. Actually, I wish there were more, but I am going to be up here for a while, reading a lot of names and saying a lot of amazing things. So I'm just going to keep it going, right? But when you get up here, my assistant, we're going to present you with one of these cords, the silver and cherry cord of the clinic, suitable for wearing tomorrow at graduation, and, if you ask me, just around town, to demonstrate your clinical prowess for all to see. All right, so it is my honor to start this off today. Excuse me. All right, so anyway, I'm going to do a bunch of these, and then I'm going to hand it off to my colleagues to do a few more. And I realize that I have planned poorly, but that is par for the course when I do this thing every year. All right, I'm going to do it more or less chronologically, starting with last summer. It's not a bright line rule, so simmer down if it doesn't fit what you're looking for. But I'm going to start. So first I want to recognize Katie Holcomb from last summer, NREL's course, who took extraordinary measures to develop solid working relationships with a client family affected by contaminated groundwater in Cuesta, New Mexico. This included travel to Cuesta, which sounds far away, observing COVID protocols to meet personally with the family patriarch, and continuing work with the client family in advanced clinic in fall 2020. Great job. Actually, do you mind? Hey, great job. Yeah, Jessica Aguirre went above and beyond for her clients last summer in the Child and Family Justice Clinic. And Professor Bach wanted me to emphasize that she truly cares, which is the highest compliment that can be paid to a lawyer. In the Economic Justice Clinic, Brooke Jordy never met a puzzle she didn't want to solve, a spreadsheet she didn't want to create, or a challenge she didn't embrace to get justice for our clients. And our clients weren't always as willing to recognize her accomplishments as they should have been, but I was delighted to witness her commitment to justice and excellence and helping the least powerful people in our community. Not here? Okay. Brooke Jordy, she's not here. Okay, so moving on to fall of 2020. Jenna Ritchie, never stopped moving. Metaphorically, and as you can see, factually, she took every single case, even those that no one wanted and no other clinic section would touch. She brought victory in cases that had long been dormant, and with her co-counsel, to be named later, brought a highly difficult Social Security case to a close. She literally refused to say no to any task. Well done. Michael Woods from the Economic Justice Clinic, the co-counsel to which I referred earlier, accomplished a highly technical result in a case that had been going nowhere for a long time. He found solutions when former clinic students had not, and supervisors, and helped over 60 families save their mobile home park rights. And as I just mentioned, he also worked with Jenna on a difficult Social Security case with a phenomenal result. Jessica Ariola is an inspiring, deeply generous, and gifted leader and human being. Her clients and community have a powerful social justice champion in her, and we look forward to witnessing the impact that she will have. Great job. Thank you. Connor Joy from the Natural Resources and Environmental Law Clinic excelled on complex legal work, demonstrated empathy and skill in explaining complicated legal issues for clients, and stepped into a leadership role on a sophisticated federal amicus brief that was successfully filed in major climate change litigation. Ian Jump. Hey, good job. No? Well, Ian did work that was exceptional at every level. He put 100% of himself into every aspect of his clinic work, from fact investigation and field work to a hearing and a trial, and he provided exceptional service to each of his clients. Thanks, Ian. Those of you who aren't here physically, but we'll be here tomorrow, we'll hang on to these cords for you. Find me and I'll hand them to you. I'll be wearing them all. And finally, coming to this semester, in the Natural Resources Clinic, Dharma Khalsa reinvigorated efforts to address a languishing Superfund cleanup in the heart of Española. Among other things, she established direct communication with the director of the EPA office in DC, organized meetings for her clients, and participated in a radio program to discuss community concerns and suggest paths forward for this site. Congratulations. In our Child and Family Justice Clinic, McKenna Maines, last I heard she was in Seattle, was a tireless advocate for her clients in 2 especially difficult cases. And she worked incredibly hard drafting pleadings, organizing documents, meeting with clients. Just yesterday, I was looking at work that she was still doing. We were trying to tell her to stop. She's always willing to take another look at the moving pieces of evolving cases. And Professor Organic says that she came to rely on her insights tremendously. Also, working with McKenna on one particularly challenging case, as I understand, was Alejandro Macias Urias. Alejandro's here? Okay, great. His work was consistently excellent across the board. His writing and drafting met professional standards from day one, and he was always willing to learn more, and he never hesitated. Hey, Alejandro, how dare you, sir? Great job. All right, I like that we're moving quickly, but we can take 1 second to relish this. He never hesitated when called upon to support his classmates with case evaluation, language interpretation and translation, and conducting field investigation on their behalf. He is a consummate professional. And the last one that I'm going to do, I will honor the wishes of the presenter and keep it, and wait for the big reveal at the end. But Professor Suzuki also asked me to mention that she wants to honor each community lawyering clinic student this semester for serving clients with respect and perseverance under pandemic conditions. One law student edged above through his extra awareness of the impact of his work to resolve the legal matter, profound thoughtfulness in treating his clients with dignity, and meticulous dedication to getting the work done within the challenging COVID framework. I understand also that he just got married last Sunday. So to culminate an exciting week, we are awarding the Clinic Award to David Rodriguez. I think he's not here with us today either, so I am now going to, I know, unfortunately, don't get to say good things about everyone. I'm going to leave some of that to my colleagues, April Land and Sam Winder, so I'm going to pass the mic to April Land.
Good afternoon. You've already heard me wax poetic about Haley Zock, so please come up and get your clinic honors. And I don't know if Kateri Eisenberg is here, but all the people who've said that various areas were the most important area of the law, Kateri thought that contracts was the most important area of the law. She went to the Economic Justice Clinic only to find April Land teaching and hanging desperately onto the proposition that children need to be economically free when they aspire to adulthood, and threw her into several cases in children's court at which her sensitivity and thoughtfulness and patience endured and earned her clinic honors. Thank you.
I'll let her know when you settle this kind of work.
Thank you.
Congratulations, class of 2021. It's great to be here, and I don't think I've met any of you in person except Vanessa Hildago, who I met earlier today. But it's great to be here today, and notwithstanding the wind. So what I'm going to do is announce the honors for the summer program, and this goes to a person who chose to go into advanced clinic in the fall because she wanted to continue representing a client that was experiencing some challenging matters. And she excelled in the representation of clients, and she worked on some complex matters with regard to one of our other clients. So what I'd like to do is congratulate Vanessa Hildago. You know, I love teaching the Southwest Indian Law Clinic. It's an incredible opportunity for me and to meet incredible students, clinicians. And really, I wish I could award every single one of the ones who I had a chance to teach. But the next person is a non-traditional law student with many years working in the public sector field. While in Silk, she took a leadership role amongst her peers and worked on challenging, hard-to-reach clients. As a clinical law student, she demonstrated professionalism, empathy, collaboration, and courage while working alongside her peers and Silk clients. And she also helped orchestrate a NALSA meeting today, and I'd like to award Laura Church. And Laura also worked with the Albuquerque Indian Center project, which is a very important project, which I hope will continue over the next several semesters and years. The next person I'd like to award for the spring semester is a former tribal court advocate for the Navajo Nation. She provided sound judgment in the Silk 2021 Silk law firm. She was an incredibly hard worker, and she was almost the first person on Zoom every time, except 2 times. But she's very punctual, which I like. She was willing to take on any task, no matter how large or small. Even though it was outside her comfort zone, she provided great assistance to Professor Creel, myself, and the ACLU in a very complex area. So I'd like to announce Colleen Silversmith.
This concludes the clinical portion of the ceremony.
Did Sarah just say that this concluded the clinic portion? As usual, it needs correcting.
Let me reopen the clinical portion of the ceremony briefly.
Thank you, Associate Dean Martinez. So I'm actually filling in here for my colleague, Professor Cliff Villa, who had to step away for a presentation. But I have the honor on his behalf of presenting the Clinical Legal Education Association Outstanding Student Award to recognize a student who excelled in clinical legal education. And we'd like to present this award to Kristen Burby, who was in Professor Villa's Natural Resource Environmental Law Clinic during a really milestone semester for us. For the first time, our Natural Resource Environmental Law Clinic filed a complaint on behalf of 2 Native American Pueblos in federal court. And Kristen played the role, I understand, as conductor of this large multi-team process. I can tell you she was extremely good and effective in corralling a whole bunch of wild horses, including other law professors who were supposed to be on the brief who hadn't been admitted to court, needed to get that done, as well as, I understand, going toe-to-toe with some of our co-counsel, including one, Kip Bobroff, over the proper grammatical pronunciation and all that kind of stuff. So I know Kristen's not here, but Kristen, congratulations to you and thank you for all of your hard work.
All right, next we have the Tribal Law Journal certificates being presented by Professor Sam Winder.
I am going to present these on behalf of Professor John Lavelle, who is obviously not here today, but I would like to announce the names of the awardees. If I can find my handy-dandy notes on my iPhone. And I apologize if I do not pronounce your first name correctly. The multimedia library editor, Atza Don Chavez. And I'm just going to go ahead and name off the names here because I know it's getting windy here, but Vanessa Hidalgo, online editor. Esther Jameson, managing editor. Jessica Inez Martinez, editor-in-chief. And I actually met this is the first person I met in person today, was Sean McKenzie, who's riding his bike, citations editor. Sean was also in my silk class last fall. And Micah McNeil, staff member. And the next person, I know she's not here, but the events and outreach editor, Kristen M. Polk. The Max Joseph Spidak, submissions editor. And Anna Trio, staff. I think I might be next again. And this is for the Henry Kent Anderson Human Services Award, awarded to a student whose exemplary work has demonstrated concern for the victims of society's inequities. And it's sponsored by the Anderson Fund. This award is given to a student who is committed to racial and social justice and exemplifies justice in word and deed. This award is given with unanimous support to Ms. Krista Thompson. And I should have said more before I announced her name, but she's respected by her professors and her classmates as a leader, organizing a team of students to present research as well as working on her individual cases. And she also is compassionate and a role mother for her daughter and all of us working to address society's inequities. Congratulations. And I'm doing triple duty today because Professor Creel and Professor Lavelle are not here. So I think the next round is Indian law certificates. So I'll go ahead and announce the awardees here, just like in the natural resources, 21 hours in Indian law work. And I know that the professors have done a tremendous job, including former or retired emeritus Professor Zuni Cruz, because all the students that came into Silk did a tremendous job. And a lot of work for Professor Creel and Professor Lavelle. I know that they've done great work and they would be honored to be here today. But I'm going to go ahead and name everyone here in a moment again. And see. I had all these on my iPhone, but I'm going to. Okay. Felicia Adams. I don't believe Felicia is here. Ethan John Arviso. Laura Morgan Church. Vanessa Hildago. Esther Jameson. Jessica Inez Martinez. And thank you, Professor Land, for helping me out. I wouldn't be able to do this without your help. Micah S. McNeil. Lydia Ninham. I've never met Lydia before, so it's nice to meet you in person. Navalyn Platero. It's nice to meet Navalyn. I taught her last summer. I've never met her before as well, but nice to meet you in person. Again, Kristen Polk, she's not here today, but Colleen Silversmith. Max Joseph Spivak. Max and I have a common bond. We're both Dodgers fans, so that's always nice, have that. And Krista J. Thompson. Okay. I think that I have one more award to present. This is, and I want to thank Professor John Lavelle for doing some talking points for me on his behalf. And I should have said this at the very beginning as well. There's no shortage of graduating students who have excelled in the study of Indian law at UNM. Congratulations to all of your dedication, achievements, and hard work. The next award is the Mary Beth and W. Richard West Jr. Award recognizing excellence in Indian law. It recognizes excellence in Indian law, and it's sponsored by Ambassador Mary Beth West and W. Richard West Jr. and Professor John Lavelle. The recipient of this award, and I was honored to have him in my class last summer, Silk, is Micah McNeil.
All right, the next two awards are in the area of health law, will be presented by Professor Carol Suzuki.
The Health Law Award is presented to a third-year student with demonstrated commitment to health law. I write and update a chapter on family law in an AIDS treatise, and it's used by judges, lawyers, and pro se litigants who have to go into court and represent themselves and advocate for their own rights and the rights of their children. We look at the rights of people living with HIV to raise their own children, to adopt children, to make plans for their children's futures like other parents can. I've had 2 super students in this class who have helped me with this work. The recipient of the Health Law Award is finishing up I hope, her last edits on the chapter for the 2022 update. She served as my torts tutor during the pandemic, was really sensitive to the mental health needs of first-year students starting law school during the pandemic. And a lot of them shared their concerns with her about succeeding in law school, and she really gave them a lot of support. As a law student in the community lawyering clinic, she worked with a child with significant disabilities who's charged with a delinquent act. And she also worked with a mother trying to get guardianship of her disabled child. For her commitment to this work, I am delighted to present the Health Law Award to Ashley Cummings. Okay, this next award, it might sound a little similar. The Health Law Scholar Award is presented to a student who has demonstrated interest and proficiency in health law. This scholar is also a law review editor. She assisted me with this year's update of the family law chapter of the AIDS Treatise. She served as torts tutor in fall 2019, which I don't think was necessarily easier, even though it wasn't during the pandemic. It's very different. And along with Jacques Chenard, she responded to an urgent plea from faculty for last-minute assistance on an amicus brief that was filed on behalf of organizations that work with individuals with intellectual disability that was filed in the United States Supreme Court. For her demonstrated proficiency, I am pleased to present the Health Law Scholar Award to Corey Now.
All right, the next award will be presented by Professor Paul Figueroa.
Buenas tardes, felicitaciones a todos. So in my business associations class, I teach my students to discover and embrace their inner capitalist at the expense of other areas of the law. So I have the honor of presenting the Corporate and Business Law Award, which recognizes a student for excellence in corporation and business law. The award goes to Taylor Smith. Taylor, thank you, who is not here. Taylor has been a student of mine in many business law classes and has demonstrated the uncanny ability to tie legal concepts in business law to the larger policy drivers. So congrats, Taylor.
Yeah, if you could come up here with me, that'd be great. Take my glasses off to maybe hit them one at a time.
Well, two or one?
Two at a time is fine. All right, so now we're up to what are called the Dean's Awards. What these are awards that are given to somebody who may have gotten other awards, but also may have been noticed for having contributed in some special way to the community here at the law school. So I will read the names and just make your way as I'm reading these awards. The recipients of the Dean's Awards are, let's see, Felicia Adams, Selena Baca, Kristen Burns, congrats, Laura Church, Alexander Greer. Congrats. Isaac Lopez. Connor Joy. Alejandro Macias Urias. Aaron Marshall. Jessica Martinez. Juan Carlos Miranda. Kristen Polk. Morgan Porter. Navalin Platero. David Rodriguez. And Rachel Wisniewski. All right, next up, the last award of the day. We have the Faculty Award being presented by Professor Mariam Aranjani.
So for many of us faculty and staff, today and tomorrow are literally the best days of the year. We get to reflect on all of your accomplishments and the mark that each and every one of you has left at this institution and on us. And so selecting one person to get this faculty award is so incredibly difficult every year. It is given to a student who has made outstanding contributions to the law school community. And as I said, truly each and every one of you have done that. But alas, we did select one person to win this award this year, and that person is Jessica Areola. Oh gosh. You're welcome. Of course. As a Student Bar Association representative to the faculty, Jessica proudly and persuasively spoke truth to power many, many times. And we listened to her. You know, if I were her mother, I would have named her Persistence. Truly, she is the gift of having a vision for herself and for others and just sticking to that vision. And she's advocated for so many other students and others during her time here. I apologize, I missed a few of the awards, so I'm sure some of this was said, but she was co-founder with another superhero in this class, Kateri West of the Moms of Law. I think they deserve a round of applause for that. Another round of applause if they didn't already get one. She somehow managed to graduate in 2.5 years, despite all of her academic and, or I guess in addition to all of her academic and extracurricular accomplishments, and serving as the most important role, mother to 3 children, one of whom she had while she was in law school. I had her as a student and got to work with her on the admissions committee and also got to watch her as a teacher in the Marshall Brennan Project. There is truly an entire village, including her husband, 3 beautiful children, classmates, staff, and faculty at the law school, who has both inspired and been inspired by her. Thank you.
All right. Before we conclude, I'd like to take this opportunity to once again thank our generous donors and the Honors and Awards Committee for everything that they have done. Now, we hope you will join us here tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be less windy. Hope you'll join us here tomorrow for our graduation of the class of 2021 in person, but streamed for people who want to watch remotely at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Please arrive about 30 minutes before that, so about 12:30. And please join me once again in congratulating all the students who received awards today. The programs that you received that were on the chairs didn't have names of the winners in them. We also have a separate copy with the names of the winners of the awards in it. Those can be picked up over at the table where Bonnie is on your way out. So thank you for joining us here today. See you tomorrow at graduation.